welcome to Weird Wednesday. It's I think going to be a great week here on baloneybrain.com, where we have the news of the weird. And this is John House, better known as Used Toy, here with Daryl House. How you doing, Daryl?
I am wonderful, John. Your love is in the air. Love is in the air. I have a story today that I am just crazy about. The joy should just be painted all over my face.
It is.
Well, let me tell you this story. This is a love story from Europe. A man and a woman had a relationship on the internet. They never actually met face to face. And on the first day that they actually met, he is a tattoo artist, and he tattooed his name on her face. You might say, here's the story. A tattoo artist got an international attention about a year ago because he put 56 stars on a girl's face without her permission. You would think he might have learned from that, but that's not the case. So this guy, and I can't even begin to pronounce his name, but he's from Belgium, and he's in the spotlight because he took, and this girl is really pretty. I have a picture. I'm going to send you this picture. Maybe we're going to include it or not. But on the very first day they met in person, with her consent, the couple allowed him to put his name tattooed on her face as a symbol of their enduring love.
What do you give for the girl that's got everything?
Well, at this point, I understand that they are engaged, and she has already changed her last name on Facebook. Now, is that in the old days, they just gave you a ring?
I still, I love my wife dearly. There's no way she'd even today get my name tattooed on her face.
Love is in the air. Everywhere
and, staying with that, maybe it's because it's February, but Vincent Burrows accuses IRS agent Dora Abrahamson of coercing sex by using threat of tax penalty.
Yeah, baby.
So an Oregon man has filed a lawsuit against an IRS agent whom he had sex with because she coerced him into it, saying, listen, if you take care of me, then we will forget the tax penalty. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to throw the book at you. And she texted him photos of her in her underwear, and she showed up at his place provocatively attired. With basically the threat of either take care of me or you're in big trouble.
Spider McCluskey does taxes, but I don't think he ever gets lucky like that. No. Hey, but did I mention love is in the air everywhere? So how about this? Dateline, University of Memphis, about a dozen tuba players. A dozen tuba players at the University of Memphis say they're taking Valentine's Day requests for romantic serenades. They take their tubas out, and for a determined fee, they're raising money for the music department. For a determined fee, they will show up on Valentine's Day and play some songs for you. The guy says it's so much more unique to have a tuba Valentine because it's more of a novelty, and it's also a lot more embarrassing. He liked that. But here's some of the songs they do. You can have this dozen tuba chorus show up and play My Girl or A Whole New World. Or you can get I Can't Help Myself, Temptations there, or Everything You Do by Bryan Adams, or You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift.
I think that getting a violin player might be nice for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure a tuba quartet would really be romantic.
Well, we had Oompa Loompas, now we got Oompapas. Oompa-pa, Oompa-pa.
Absolutely. Well, I've got a 17-year-old Australian boy was arrested on Friday for impersonating a physician at several hospitals in Australia. The teen was walking in with scrubs, name badges, stethoscope, and he went ahead and did different medical procedures before he was caught. But this isn't the first time that it's happened. I guess it happened before in Florida. And
No.
the kid even was performing CPR. So, you know, I might be a little upset if at the hospital I find out that the doctor that's working on me is just a kid.
Well, I remember playing doctor when I was young, but I never took it all that seriously. Well, I have this story here, and I'm not going to mention that Love is in the Air because it is almost Valentine's Day, but this came out about a rotting Twinkie that's for sale on eBay. At first I thought maybe it was a story about an old hooker.
That was last week.
The rotting Twinkie?
The old hooker.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, this is a story that came out because, you know, they say that some of these pastries have so many preservatives in them that they have a shelf life of a million years. But so one guy found proof that the famous golden sponge cake takes on a moldy green color after a year, and so he decided that what he needed to do was sell this sweet thing on eBay.
Would somebody really want to buy that?
Well, as the story goes on to say, he contacted Hostess, and they said that Twinkies actually have a shelf life of about 25 days, and that, yes, they will, you know, rot further on down the road. They're not to be used for food. So the truth is, it's not just going to be cockroaches and whatever when mankind is all gone. But this guy so far has a bid on eBay for $46 for this rotten Twinkie, this green rotten Twinkie. But they said that there may be good news because Hostess, you know, they just filed bankruptcy, and then, pardon me, they sold off different parts of the thing, including the Twinkies. But there is a company called Drake's who has purchased for $27 million, and Drake's are the people who make devil dogs and ring dings and things like that. So, I mean, devil dogs, ring dings, and green Twinkies sound like a match made in hell to me.
Well, I this next story, I decided that I really misspent my youth. Conrad Farnsworth of Newcastle, Wyoming, not even old enough to vote, he's 16 years old, built a nuclear fusion reactor in his garage. The nuclear fusion, not to be confused with nuclear fission, the plasma at the heart of the reactor reaches a temperature of 600 million degrees.
Do you put that under your tongue to find that out? How does that work?
Wow. Like, really? A kid builds a nuclear reactor in his garage?
600 million degrees.
I was absolutely amazed. So, you know, I became a professional musician at the age of 13. I thought that was pretty spectacular. Now I'm not so sure.
Well, I can't get over the 600 million degrees. It reminds me of a Mexican restaurant I'm not even going to go there. But listen, folks, we love you all for joining with us here at Baloney Brain on Wednesdays for our Weird Wednesday stories. Thanks for coming by today, and we will see you all again next week. John, have a good one.
We'll see ya.